Hello, everyone. I think we have two more games until we double rank up to 1Q on Fox. Let's just get into a game and see how it goes.
Start to play.
And it looks like we've got a game right away. Let's see if he stays. All right. Looks like they're going to play us. So let's play my normal opening, or my new normal. Double four fours. All right. Just going to enclose my corner because I really like that right now. And I'm not really sure what I prefer for white to play. Oh, okay. They're just going to just take the Sanrinse. It's kind of interesting. So I would personally uh, prefer the bottom side, I think, compared to approaching the top side, or enclosing this top right corner. Hmm. I think I'm going to approach the bottom side to try to build my area a little bit. I think enclosing in the top right would have also been fine at 017 here. Oh, kicking me. Okay. Let's see what they do. All right, just backing off. That's fine for me. Uh, yeah, I think I'll just be playing high. If you play low, there's a possibility they can keep you low. So I'm just going to play high. It lets them invade, but this is a very small area here, so it doesn't really matter too much. Now the next, ooh, wow. That's a bit slow. Even if I let them get one more move here, it's a little bit slow. So as I mentioned before, I sort of felt like the approach on the bottom left was just as big as enclosing this top right. So I think I will just enclose now. Though it is tempting to go up really close, I want to stay strong on my side of the board first. See what he decides to do. Because now would be a good time for him to invade. But I'm curious if he will take the top left corner. He's going to do it. All right. So he's the type that wants to do the very solid one side to maybe just invade everything that I have. Let me see. Well, we can try that. We'll see what he decides to do. I could enclose my corner as well, make it so that he has to invade somewhere else, or I could expand. But I think I like the idea of just enclosing my corner. So let's see. See whose is bigger. Right now, it seems like black has a much more potential, but white is very solid, at least in the top left. So I think this is worth. Oh wow, another really slow move. Hmm. So at this point, it feels a little bit like I want to play on the left side somewhere. I don't know if I necessarily want to invade, but I do want to try to play like what I would call the border of this Moyo game here. If he gets a move around here, it feels like he could then invade the bottom in a much more strong way. Whereas if I get a move here first, it feels a little bit different. But I think I want to try to be a little bit more active. So I'm going to attach to his stone. And I want to see what he does. If he backs away too much, then I'll be able to get a lot of influence here. Ooh, he's going to Hane. Pushing me towards my side. Interesting. I could double Hane if he Ataris me down and runs away. I can at least break the side up and make this very strong. If he Ataris me and I connect and he just pushes, it's a little bit annoying. I kind of want to do it on this side. Do I have this ladder here? It looks like I probably do not because of this stone. So let's try this Hane and see what he just wants to do. Oh, just going to Atari. And he should probably push here. This is what I was suggesting in my reading out there. That if he pushes here, this is probably fine. But if he takes this one, I get a lot more influence towards the center. There is still some Aji here. So it's probably bad just to give it to him, but I'm going to do it anyway. And see what he wants to do here. And I think I can push on this side one time, at least. Okay. It's perfectly fine with just giving me this giant wall. So let's just connect it all up. Because now he has to invade, right? He has to do something. But he does have a lot more points now. So we will see. Another very calm move. So he's saying that he has enough. He doesn't need to do anything. That's interesting. There's a lot of options here. It's hard to say which one is the best. But what I like here is playing something on this side, saying, you know what, I'm just going to build this entire side, and you have to do something. I want to force him to do something about it. I could also just take the points, but there isn't really one solid move that I can do that with. So I do want to try to force him to invade. I can't really threaten to cut him off too
Yo-yoing now
easily.
starts.
So I think I like the idea of this shoulder hit. Just threatening to take as much as possible. I'm playing a little bit like my opponent, and instead of playing the best move, I kind of want to know how they're going to play, which is why I keep doing this. But I think all this is still fine to do. I'm going to back off one time, or can I just do this directly? I could just do this directly.
9, 8.
I have a lot of strength. So Hane here, if he Hane's back, I can just back off. He pushes again, I back off. He pushes again, then I can Hane here, which fixes the cutting points. In this case, it would be a similar situation. He can still Atari and push, and I can still block at the same spot. But when he cuts here, there's a lot more Aji. So I want to defend on this side because there is no ladder because my stones are in the upper
9,
right.
8.
So now he wants to fight back. All right. I'm pushing on this side because these are the weaker stones, I think. And then I can jump out here. He can probably push and cut. Maybe jump out over here instead. Or even push again. If I Hane, he can probably just jump to this side. It's not too big of a deal for him.
8.
But I think just pushing again should be good. Keep making my group a little bit stronger first, and threatening him a little bit here. Okay. And then we can jump out. Or we can do just this more loose jump as well. Not sure which one's more important to do. I think I'll do the loose
9.
jump here. This push for me was important to get extra liberties on the group. So that way, if he does try to attach or anything on this side, I'm able to fight back. Jumping down. I believe this side is quite strong where it is.
8.
So I have two
7,
sort of options here. I can
6,
try to play
5,
something like this
4,
to take the
3,
points,
2,
or try to play on the other side.
1.
And I think I like taking the points on the bottom more. And then on this side, I could do the same sort of thing. Okay. So I'll just take the points. And he still has to survive here. We can see I'm just playing very simple moves here. The top side has a little bit of points that I can make if I want to. So I could jump here, or I could push here and jump to the side.
9, 8, 7,
Hmm.
6, 5, 4, 3.
I think this is the safer way to play, so this is what I'm going to do. I still get to solidify all my points, and my group should be perfectly safe here. Hmm. But I don't even really feel like I need to respond to that move. So I want to play this jump first because it gets me some potential points on the top. Ah, okay. So if I extend down and he hanes, I hane back. He pushes, I just block. There's nothing there. He cuts me, I just kill the stone. So it looks like I can go down and hane back. If he connects, I just protect. And then there's no Aji here.
9,
So I
8.
get some extra points here, which is nice. He still is not quite alive yet. He has to make a couple bad exchanges to live. But he should do that right away. Because if he waits too long, it'll start to be, it'll start to be bad for him. If I hane here, he cuts, and I extend down. He has Atari. I still have a Liberty here, huh? So it looks like I can cut this stone off.
9,
I'm very strong in the
8,
area.
7, 6, 5.
So I will do that. And I have two options. I can Atari down and then push, or I can just extend directly. If I just extend directly, then he can Atari through like this, but I don't think I have to worry about these two stones. So I think I will just extend directly. The other option, of
9,
course, was the Atari,
7,
hane, but I can
6,
just turn.
5, 4.
So I will just back off and back off here as well. Okay. Threatening to capture the stones, so I just need to prevent him from doing that. I could hane and connect. That'd be fine. I don't really like that.
9,
It's probably okay. I'm not
8,
going to be able to come in too
7,
deep in this area
6.
anyway, so I'll just hane here. Okay. I do have a little bit of Aji here. That is not Sente. So I want to fix the Aji in my area. I can do it by pushing here. Or attaching, I
9,
guess, would be fine.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
So I think I
1.
need a push here so that he can't wedge. Because that wedge is a little bit annoying. Okay. I always had to protect if he played a jump here or a move here, so this isn't really changing too much. I thought he was going to try to cut, but he's being very soft instead. He needs to play, I think, one more move. But actually, he can probably live directly. So it's probably fine.
Yoyomi now starts.
Um, I kind of want to bump here. He pushes, then he Ataris, then he goes over here.
9,
I
8,
guess I can't
7,
block, so I guess I do have to
6.
back off if I want to potentially weaken him. My guess is that he's trying to make these exchanges to come into the corner, but I'm not exactly sure.
1.
Hmm.
2 Yoyomis left.
Oh, okay. So if we look at the board here, he actually still only has this one side. Well, I did give him a fairly large side. I still have this corner, this side, and the bottom. So it looks like I should have more overall. Okay. We can just block that. I guess he's just doing this to live directly. Because he was not alive yet. But it's just a guess for me. Trying to take advantage of my shape here. But looks like I could try to do something to him. I could wedge, but then he could also
9,
end up
8,
doing something on the other
7,
side.
6,
So the best
5,
way to handle this is
4,
probably
3,
just to
2, 1.
not push him into the area. He should just be alive now with one move over here. Okay. And I think the biggest end game is probably this F2 move at this point, or extending down. One or the other would be quite large right now. If I do this one, he cuts. I go down, he Atari's up, and then he Atari's over, and then Atari's again. That'd be kind of annoying. So I'm just going to back off. Okay. I can just connect because he has a shortage of liberties here if he tries to push through. So he can't cut. Okay. And it looks like I could just defend here if I wanted to. If he cuts here, he has a little bit of Aji, right? So I could just defend.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
So I think I will. As I said, I think this bottom left is the biggest end game. That's probably what he should be playing here. Another option is something on the top. I guess I can just connect here because if he connects, I can push and cut off either side. So it's better to connect than to try to capture the one stone because he still has to come back and defend. And then if he defends, then I can take this big point. So if I go into the corner, he goes down, I jump, I push, I make this. Does he have to protect? He doesn't really have to protect, right? So we probably want to change the order of moves here.
9, 8, 7.
Maybe something
6.
like this one. And then take the corner. This gives a little bit more of a... Oh, he's going to block right away anyway. Adding this cutting point helps a little bit with trying to do something in the corner. I think I can just cut directly. Okay. And then I can do like some sort of ko, I guess. 9, Sure.
8.
Let's try this one. Yeah, just Co. It's hard to say what is a good co-threat, though. Because he has some co-threats as well. But one potential threat is just coming into the upper left corner. If he doesn't
9,
respond, then I can
8,
likely just live
7,
directly.
6.
And I think that would be good enough. Oh, okay. I'm giving up some territory on the bottom because the corner would be significantly larger to get. Or a co-thread ideally would also be very large.
9, 8.
Oh, he's just backing off, which means I can just live. Okay. And again, he can play a big move on the bottom. But he should play that right away. But taking the corner is going to be bigger than the 10 or so points that I'm going to lose here. Because I gained some points, and he lost quite a lot here. That doesn't work. This is a common life and death shape. So ideally at 3Q, you should know that this shape here, because if he Hanes here, I can connect directly, then it's a connect and die for him. Yeah, so as I said, he needs to play on the bottom. Do I need to play a move on the bottom right now, or is there something else I can do? Well, based on how he responded in the upper left corner, I might be able to get something with this move. So let's see how he responds, because he should have actually blocked directly instead of doing something like this. And in this case, it looks like I could potentially live here with another ko. If I connect, he can just throw in, so it would just be another ko here. Oh. Okay. So then I'll just live. That one's not really threatening my group at all. Maybe he can do this push and cut now to take these 2 stones. But apart from that, it's not doing too much. So I don't mind just taking these couple of points here, making sure I'm safe. And now he's just connecting up now. It's a little bit bad because now I can play the diagonal here at K2, which is the move I expected him to play. If he just peeped there, then his group was fine. This move was really just to make sure he doesn't capture those 2 stones too easily. So in exchange for the bottom left corner, I ended up getting 2 corners because he didn't quite protect the corners properly. So maybe that's why he plays these very solid moves in this opening, because he's not sure how to really handle a fight. He played very, very simple shape moves here when he was trying to live as well.
9,
So that's sort of
8,
interesting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, he needs to come in and try to survive in this corner, but it doesn't quite work. I'm not sure which one's the best way. If I block on this side, I think
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
let's do that side. I don't know. One of these sides should be good. I think this is the weaker side, technically. That's why I was trying to think about it, but I wasn't exactly sure. He's trying to make the same shape I made. I'm going to throw in. And then I can block here. I think this is basically what he had to play in the upper left. That move is kind of questionable. This means I can just Hane from one of the sides instead of playing inside the group. What he should have done was probably the Hane here at T18. But if I play this one and he Ataris, I can extend. If he Ataris on the other side, I
9,
can also just
8,
extend.
7,
So
6, 5, 4,
let's play the
3.
Hane from the top because, as I said, this one was the slightly weaker side anyway. Because if he Ataris, I can just connect. It's not really a big deal. I don't think it really mattered which side I played on. Okay. Now I have to Hane. So the safer move is to back off. Prevent him from getting any sort of peep in that area. But he does get this Atari, and he can come out. The other move would be the empty triangle here, so he can't get the Atari. So I think I'm going to do the empty triangle. I think that simplifies it a little bit. So his only other option right now is probably to try these cutting points and these peeps to see if he could live in some way. But sadly, it does not really work. Okay. Let's do the power box, not the triangle, the box shape. Because this is my territory. So if he really wants to cut this, he's perfectly able to cut this. Tempted to Atari, but then he can Atari me in Sente. So I'm just going to connect. I don't want him to cut in Sente. That's just not cool. But that means I can just go straight into playing big in-game moves. And I can jump here or push. He does have some cutting points. It's unlikely to be anything, but it's not too different from the jump anyway. Ooh. Feels like there's something here. Atari cut. He has to kill the stone some way.
9, 8, 7,
I
6.
don't know. Let's try it. This isn't going to hurt to try something here, especially when they have so many cutting points. But we'll just see if there's anything that can happen. It looks like I probably shouldn't be able to get anything because this stone is captured over here. But it is still possible. Like here, there's a lot of Aji with his shape. So I could Hane on this side, or I could extend down. But there's not quite anything that I can do with that.
9,
Atari.
7, 6,
Hmm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this looks like the best option, but he can just Atari me or just connect. And there's nothing I can really do here. All right. So then I will just extend here. And just keep playing Endgame. So there is some Aji with this group. So I wouldn't mind fixing this Aji if I can.
9,
I
8,
kind of like this move. And this is sort of inducing him to want to play this one. Because he's not perfectly alive here. He was 99% alive. But if I could get some extra moves in, it's possible to get rid of some ice shape here.
9, 8,
He
7,
was probably still alive.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I think we can just respond because we have solidified and gotten rid of all of our Aji. So now it's just Endgame, and we don't have to worry about our groups at all.
Nine, 8, 7.
What he should
6.
do is go to the upper right. That's interesting. Because the upper right, he can still capture this and threaten to kill the group. So that is
9,
the biggest move
8,
now.
7, 6, 5, 4,
I
3.
guess I'll just prevent him from connecting underneath. Yeah, I think the top left is more important because if he can fight this he could have tried to live like in the
9,
top right, for
8,
example.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That one's not really Sente. And if he cuts, it's still not really Sente. So he cuts here, then I Atari, then I can Atari. Atari, he goes underneath. I capture. He goes underneath. I capture.
9,
I'm not going to
8,
die here.
7,
So I might as
6,
well
5.
go back to the upper left and make sure that group's completely alive. No, he's just going to answer. It's unexpected. So then I guess I want to protect my other bit of
9,
shape issue here,
8,
which is this
7,
wedge and this cut.
6, 5,
So I think I'm just going
4,
to
3.
connect here to prevent any of that from becoming a problem. So there were a couple times where he could have taken advantage of my shapes, but he never really did. Okay. And I'll probably just show that after the game. So it looks like I want to actually push here and then push over here. Prevents him from getting any eyes here, which means he will eventually need to probably come back here. He didn't really need to respond, I think. But it's probably worth something to respond, so. Then just basic end game stuff. He doesn't have to respond here. He's going to, but he didn't have to. If I did try to play something like F19, then when he blocks here and I Atari and capture this stone, he can then capture the Ko over here. If I connect, then he can play on the top, and this group would again be not alive. So he, as I said, he did not have to respond there.
9, 8, 7, 6,
This is
5.
sort of reverse Sente, because if he pushes there, I kind of wanted to keep pushing in over here. And then I don't know if I care too much about this area, because if I block here, I guess it's a couple points. But because of the little bit of Aji here, I would rather play this one, I think. So then there's sort of nothing I have to worry about.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, last period.
Last Yoyomi.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't just run out of time now. We're almost at the end. He might as well just keep going, right? And yeah, we'll just play some the simplest moves. I think there's basically no way I'm behind. Maybe. We'll find out, right? I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be behind at all. I have way too many points along the sides here. And then I took away his corners.
9,
So now he's going to try to do something. But I believe it's a little bit too late. Which side do I want to connect on? I think preventing him from getting into the corner is probably the better idea. So I think I want to connect over here. Because of all of these connections that I made sure happened on the side, now there is no peeping and no pushing and no weird shortage of liberties. So I can just prevent him from extending too much on the side here. I just need to prevent him from getting 7 in a row, and it looks quite impossible to do that now. And now he should just be dead. There's kind of nothing he can do. Because it's only 4 in a row. The cut doesn't do anything. Even if he Ataris and does this, it is not an eye. So he is just dead, and I don't need another move. The only thing that I should be thinking about is if this stone can be reactivated somehow. If he extends to the star point, I can just capture the stone
8, 7, 6, 5,
or connect up underneath.
4, 3, 2.
I'll wait for the time to go. There we go. And if he pushes down at R11, I can just Hane underneath, which is also allowing me to connect. And there's no way for him to really cut these stones off. And he can't do the diagonal either, because that would also allow me to just connect. I can just Atari and Hane directly. So I just need to play some more endgame. He can get this Hane whenever he wanted to, so I'm just going to take it away from him. And I guess we can go back and connect here to get just a couple extra points. There is this one as well. I think it's about the same. It was going to be 2 points-ish on either side, but this one technically had an option for 1 more point. Connecting, yeah, he eventually had to connect. And so since he connected first, I will take my points here. He can get this Hane, which is probably... well, since there's no point here, it's only a 1-point move. He didn't even want to take that. So I can take the move that he probably should have played by extending down here. Okay. And yeah, we'll just connect. This, I don't really need to Atari here because there's no point. I guess if I Atari... Yeah. So there's this point here and this point here. I think I want to play the one on the top instead of this one. Just because. So now there is this Atari. He can't really connect here and do anything. He can't really wedge here still. It's still difficult for him to do anything there. So I will take the other point here. I feel like he wants to. That's why I thought it was possible.
8, 7,
I could have
6,
also
5,
played this move
4,
here at
3,
P5,
2,
but I kind of want him to
1.
play moves on the inside. And I think he's running out of time. Yeah, he ran out of time. All right, if I look at the basic score estimate, I am up by 50 points, which should be good enough. Let me take my Fox coins. And let's look at the corners, I think. And a couple places he should have played. Or let's just at least look at what happens before I even take the corners. So instead of trying to do something in the corner, I could have also just Haned and connected. If I do this, we could just use the score estimate to make it nice and simple. Then I'm only ahead by about 10 points. But knowing that I'm ahead by about 10 points here should really tell you that white was playing extremely slowly on the left side, and that I could even just give up so much just to make this little bit of a wall here and force them to come in. Because if they never did, I would have been ahead by significantly more. So even though I am likely just very far ahead up to this point, if we look at the score estimator again, I'm ahead at least around 10 points here. And I could just play this Hane and connect and just be good to go. I think it is good to try to take advantage of these corners whenever possible. But one of the things I didn't really want to do was to take the 3-3 directly. Because if white just extends down and blocks like this, I don't really have the cut on the outside. I can't really do anything with that. Which means it's likely that this group is not necessarily alive. Don't even know what to do here, right? This group is just dead. But this group isn't dead if I can cut here. But again, this cut just doesn't work. So I tried to change it a little bit by doing this attachment first. If white blocks, then I can cut and I can make that sort of ko. I don't really have a lot of ko threats though, so it's potentially bad for me to do this. But again, this was sort of a very basic game, and I kind of want to have a little bit of fun near the end here. Though, again, I think the better way would have just been this Hane and connect, to just be ahead and not really worry about the rest of the game. Now, I figure just living in this upper left corner would be about the same as living in this bottom left corner, even giving up this. If I can give up some points on the bottom in order to take the top left corner away, I would probably still do that. So I figured I could get at least some co-threats using that area, because just living in one of the corners will be enough to compensate any sort of loss, right? But he just backed away right away. And this was probably his losing move. At this point, even if I do lose the bottom side, like he played in the game, if we look at the score estimate again, I actually gained 10 more points. It went from about plus 10 to about plus 20. So his real mistake here is this connection. And he should try to fight the ko if he can. It's a little bit difficult to do so, but he could also try living in the corner. If I capture, and let's say, let's just do this one, say he's alive directly, make it simple. If I can connect up, I do get his corner and the bottom, but then he got my corner. If we look at the estimator again, it's actually slightly better for white than it was before. I'm still ahead, but I'm not ahead by 10 points. I'm getting closer to 5 points, right? So fighting this ko is very, very important. But this top left corner was just a scam. I shouldn't be able to live here. This one was just a scam. I think I showed the basic way with my corner, but he could do the same sort of thing here with this throw in, because he has a strength on the outside. If black connects, they turn. If black hanes, they extend. They have to block this side, then they can hane over here. And if they take the other eye here, you can connect up underneath. There's a little bit of Aji, but I think it doesn't really do anything. There's this sort of thing to look out for. But if black runs this out, even um, if like let's say this ladder works for black, like let's say it does for sure, white can still just capture the stones. But I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work for black, right? So it's this move here that you have to look out for, B18, which you saw me play later on in the game. This was actually kind of an interesting game, and only one more game before the double rank up, so I'm very excited. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys are having a good day and have fun.